And welcome back to the Pitchmark Collective. I'm your host, Cam, the three putt CEO. It's been a couple weeks. We've got a few things to talk about. One thing I'm popping in here has nothing to do with golf. Big part of me, my fanhood of sports and Chicago. We're going to talk about the 2025 Chicago Bears season. Uh, it was enjoyable. It was heart attack inducing. Um, But first, run through a quick agenda. We're going to talk the Players Championship, Valspar. We're going to talk a little bit about Texas Children's, who I'm picking, then we're going to get into the Bears. So we'll do golf at the top. Probably going to blast through that because I'm anxious to talk about the 2025 Chicago Bears, 11-4 season, 11-5 season. The Players Championship, pretty good tournament. Very happy it didn't go to. I can't. Not a fan of the Monday playoff situation. That's pretty much going to happen every time if it goes to a playoff for these guys. They got 4 holes. It's just not chill. Happened with Spawn and Rory last year. They're playing on Monday morning at Mountain Time, so 6 a.m. Mountain Time. But Cam Young gets a huge win from an incredible Sunday round, incredible week at TPC Sawgrass. Great place to play golf. It's jumped every year. It's always on top of mind. Like, how can I get to Sawgrass? It's a little tough with a young child and just the overall cost of traveling and paying for the round. Caddies, gotta get a caddy there. I'm sure it's an incredible experience there. But always in immaculate condition, always in. It seems like it's perfect weather like every time. I know there's a little rain, but the Sunday finish windy. But like these guys are the best in the world, so they should be playing in tough conditions. Cam Young, first major, not major like as in a major, but first big win on tour with the Players Championship. 68, 67, 72, 68. Pretty good to beat Matt Fitzpatrick on Sunday. A very lackluster, my guy, who I picked. Great pick up until Sunday, Ludwig. 69, 63, 71, then a 76 on Sunday. Is he not a closer? Like, what are we doing here, Ludwig? You've won big tournaments. Why couldn't you get it done? They showed his tee shot. I think it was on like number 11. Man, it was tough. Like, it was like how we hit the ball. And I say we, collectively, listeners, pro golfers. Like, it was awful off the face of the driver. Face is twisting. Almost missed it. Got lucky. Today's club technology. Apologies, just tipped over my microphone. Today's club technologies like very clearly benefit these guys on their mishits. But just a tough 76. I thought I had it in the bag. I was about to come here and get my flowers, do a little celebratory dance with my bet that I made, and it just falls apart. Tough Sunday. And then Thor Bjornsson. Would have been cool to see him do something. But he shot 77. A collective, what is that, 9 over from the final pairing. Fitzpatrick had a nice week. 70. I think he's got, 9 straight rounds under par. He's playing very steady golf. And that shows with his win at the Valspar. Before we jump ahead to that, Cam Young, you go 4 under on the final round Sunday to win by 1. That's pretty nice. Pretty good, I'll say, week-long stamina as well as, staying steady on Sunday. I know I listened to an interview of his, and he's like he couldn't even line up the putt on 18 to win, which was like a foot-long putt. So he just stood up there and hit it. But the shot he hit on 17 on Sunday, just absolutely clutch. Absolutely clutch. Hits it to probably, 6, 7 feet on that island green. Trying to find the play-by-play. There it is. He had 9 feet. 9 feet to the hole. Drains the putt. Like you had to. He had to do it. I guess technically he didn't because Fitzpatrick birdied, but it would have went to a playoff. Or since Fitzpatrick bogeyed 18. Just incredible. One thing I've had time to think about this, and I understand these two guys, Cam Young, Matt Fitzpatrick, they are Ryder Cup guys, and we're the U.S. especially is fresh off of while they did make it competitive on the last day of the Ryder Cup and almost mounted an incredible comeback, they got their ass kicked, swept the first day, not even close, in New York at Bethpage. Like as a collective U.S. golf fans, we should have been embarrassed, all of us. I'm wearing Lookout Mountain, American flag, style hat. Lookout Mountain out there in Chattanooga area. Great course, by the way. Believe it's Seth Raynor design. Anyways, the booze and let's chanting USA as it's what are we? It's the players, guys. I don't know if I'm too bothered by it, but would I be out there chanting USA or booing Fitzpatrick as he's walking by me? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think I would be. It was a nice leaderboard. I mean, you had this Sudarshan Yelamaraju pop in here. Originally from India, moved to Canada when he was younger. Learned how to play golf on YouTube is what I'm hearing. Good story. Bridgman's been in the mix again. Fleetwood, top 10. Sepp, top 10. JT coming in with the top 10. He had good start to the week with 68, 68. Shot even par in the weekend, unfortunately. Who else? Akshay. Big fan of Akshay. I'm putting a medium-sized unit on Akshay for the Masters. You heard it here first. We're going to do some of that, too. We're going to be looking at who we like, outside of we picked Rory to repeat. His back might be bothering him. We may have to walk that one back. But overall, the players, great tournament, great finish. Cam Young blasted a 375-yard drive, downwind on 18. A little flip wedge in there. He had an incredible Sunday. It's a huge win. What are his other wins? Let's see. Cam Young. He was up there. Was it the 2020 U.S. Open with Bryson? I know he didn't win, but I believe he was runner-up. Yeah, so that's only his second PGA Tour win. He won the 2025 Wyndham Championship last year. Let's see results. Let's check this out. I think it was 2020, wasn't it? All seasons. $2021 maybe? Recorded 5 second-place results in 2021-22. Tied for third at the PGA Championship. He was a first-round leader at the Open that year. Made 25 birdies at the Open, most in the field. Wow. Oh, that was at the old course. That's right. Dude, am I just completely missing on the U.S. Open thing? Was that just not a thing? This is impossible to navigate on this website. Let's move it to the big screen over here. Anyways, shares my name. Big fan of the guy. I think we might see his first major win this year. Actual major. Whether it's the U.S. Open at Shinnecock. Do we count him out of the Masters? I don't know. I've dapped up Cam Young one time. I gave him Nux. Tuesday practice round last year. I said, let's go get him, Cam. Maybe he does it this year. Maybe he does it this year. He'd be a good winner for the Masters. Tied for 7th, 2022-23 at the Masters. This is so annoying. Gotta Google it now. Cam Young, U.S. Open finishes. Okay, I was way off. Played well at Oakmont, tied for 4th, but he didn't even play at Winged Foot. So that's what I was thinking of, Winged Foot with Bryson. That's where Bryson won. Anyways, great tournament, Players Championship. Always one of the ones that I feel like even the most casual golf fans are tuning into. So, all right, let's get back. Shut up. God. PGA Tour website's the worst. I have determined that to be true. Let's go to the next week. Valspar, the old snake pit. Shout out to Teddy Lassier II. He hates Innisbrook. Thinks it's an awful golf course for a PGA Tour event. I think there's some emotional damage there, Teddy. Please confirm. Might be some really just deep wounds maybe from when you played it one time. I don't know. Never been there. Probably won't ever go there. Decent logo with the copperhead and all that. But Matty Fitz wins. It's funny, his earnings for the Players' Championship second round gave him more money than his win at the Valspar, which, like in today's day and age, isn't really all that crazy with the signature events. Players' Championship has the biggest purse in golf, while it's not a signature event, of course. Interesting leaderboard here at the Valspar. We have Fitzy with the win. Second place was David Lipsky, who kind of pops in and out, I feel like. Just a fringe guy. He's in the mix every once in a while. Jordan Smith, kind of the same. I think he's English. Yeah, a lot of English guys up here. He just had a great Sunday. 5 under to get, 9 under, solo third. Xander's been in the mix. Wouldn't be shocked if Xander rattles off another major this year with how he's playing. Is he? Remember when they're saying, I had qualms with this back before he rattled off 2 years ago. Remember they're saying how he's built for majors, and he hadn't won a major in 5 years. They're saying Xander's built for majors, but he doesn't win them. Let's see. Does he get another one? Does he get his third? Marco Penge, Sungjae just completely fell apart on Sunday. Just couldn't get it going, which is hard to not root for Sungjae. I mean, look at him. I think that's really it. I mean, Spieth had a nice showing this week. Tied for 11th. Is he going to be back? He only needs what? The U.S. Open? Or no, he needs the PGA. We did this last week. Won the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay. There's a couple guys we need. I mean, he needs the PGA. Phil needs the U.S. Open. I think that's it, right? Potential Grand Slam winners? No, Scotty. Scotty needs the U.S. Open as well. Let's see it, guys. Rory completed it last year. Let's get another name on the list. Jacob Bridgman again, T14. Brooks Koepka's coming into form. Tough first day. Oh, no, I guess he was just even par. Except for day 2. Went 4 under. The Valspar is just like a nice filler. I like watching golf. I'll turn it on. I work from home. So if I'm doing a lot of administrative stuff, focus on emails, building out prospecting cadences, whatever, I can put that on in the background pretty easily. We didn't include this in the agenda, but we're going to talk about it. Live Golf. Bryson rattles off 2 pretty big wins in a row. Live Singapore and Live South Africa, I believe was the second one. I believe it was Singapore, his first one. South Africa, of course, looked all right. I mean, it seems like South Africa is a pretty big hotbed for golf itself on the international stage, which makes sense. We get a few South Africans, every year coming up in the tour trying to make a name for themselves. Some guy named Gary Player, I think, is from there. And we got to watch out for both Rahm and Bryson. I'm not saying that like a negative. We got to watch out. Like, don't forget about them when you're placing your units for Masters, for the U.S. Opens. They're going to be there, both of them, and they're both playing lights out. Rahm's on like exhibition, quote unquote, limited field for sure. We can all agree with that. Maybe not the Live blowhards. They won't agree that Live is too limited in their field. The best players in the world. They got Taylor Gooch. I mean, asterisk. Bryson putting on that green jacket. Rahm's already won there. I don't know, man. I've always been Team Bryson, especially in the when that Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau feud was going on a few years ago. I didn't mind Bryson's weirdness back then. Is his personality forced now? Probably, but he was asked to make changes and be more likable, and that's what he did. Maybe put a medium-sized unit on those guys to win the Masters outright. It's coming up a couple weeks. They're not going to lose form. I believe they have one more tournament until then. I don't know. What do you think? Bryson, Rahm? I'm sure Brett Douglas, once you listen to this, you're going to be betting those guys. Plus VJ Singh. So. All right. Pull up the schedule here. What do we got next? The Texas Children's Houston Open. Here's what we're just going to run through this real quick. Steven Yeager won last year. Scotty had a nice showing last year here, but he withdrew. I believe his second child is making its entrance. We're going to run through some bets I made for the Texas Children's Houston Open. A lot of times I'm going through, we'll say it's either opening baseball, put a bet on Aaron Judge to hit one home run. He, last I checked, was 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. He looks awful. Really let us down in the, if you ask me, he let America down in the World Baseball Classic, but that's all right. Here's what we did. I picked a few outright winners. I picked Goddard. This one might surprise you. Harry Hall. And the last one I picked for outright winner, this one's probably going to be pretty surprising to you, but I'll get to it. I put a little $10 wager on Alejandro Tosti at plus 14,000. $10. It includes a little profit boost. $10 to return 1,800. I like that. You know why? Alejandro Tosti loves this course. Loves it. Absolutely loves it. I think he was tied for 4th last year and then was solo 5th the year before. Why not? Why not? He's got some personality. I bet if he wins, it could be one of those catapult situations. Gets him into more tournaments. Gets him more, we'll say, big stage airtime. I think it'd be talked about quite a bit. I also placed a bunch of first-round leaders. I did this based off of course fit dynamics or metrics on PGAtour.com. And just a couple from the gut, Michael Thorbjornsen, first-round leader. Garrick Higo, another course fit guy on this one, per the metrics. Ricky Fowler, why not? Ricky kind of comes up right in these tournaments and does a little something day one. And Brooks Koepka. Brooks is just in form, if you ask me. I think he's a good bet. So we're hoping those hit. Like I said, it's Goddard, Perry Hall outright winner, Alejandro Tosti outright winner, and then the first round leader bets are Thorbjornsen, Higo, Fowler, Kepka. Let's see if one of those can hit. Total in bets is only $100. Nothing too crazy. Bet365, unofficial sponsor of the show. I had never used them before, and they're offering free bonus bets. Turn free bonus bets into a nice little gambling fund. So shout out to them. Aaron Judge, be great if you get a home run tonight. Keep my streak alive. Right now, let me show you. Let me tell you who I have. I've got 2 bets on outright winner for the Masters. Akshay and Cam Young. Okay. The 2025 Chicago Bears. You guys ready for this? Some of you may know, some of you may not. I grew up about an hour south of Chicago, so I'm a diehard Chicago sports fan. The Chicago Bears, the Blackhawks, the Bulls, and the White Sox. Yes, I'm a White Sox fan, always have been, always will be. The worst part about the Chicago Cubs, apologize to any of you listeners that may be part of this group, but I can't stand their fans. Can't stand their fans. Jay Harvey, if you're listening to this, come on. Quit acting like that. You're acting like a jerk. You're acting pompous. A lot of people forget. And I know we started this, little session, this little segment talking about the Chicago Bears. But I got to get this off my chest. I do it every time I'm talking about Chicago sports. The 2005 Chicago White Sox had arguably one of, if not the greatest playoff runs in modern baseball history. I said it. Will we ever have 4 starting pitchers pitch 4 complete games in a row in the ALCS? No. Who was it? Burley, Contreras, Freddie Garcia, and was it John Garland? Is that the 4th? Let me pull this up. They lost 1 game. 1 game in the playoffs. Let me go postseason. Yeah, they lost against they swept the Red Sox 3 games. Swept them. Shout out to the Red Sox. I have a little tiny piece of my heart towards them. My grandpa grew up in Boston, went to Fenway a bunch when I was younger. Swept the Red Sox. I believe they were the defending champions. Okay. Then the ALCS got a 3-day break. They lost the first game to the Angels. That's okay. You can lose a game. It's a 7-game series. Then they go 4 straight. Mark Burley. John Garland was number 2. Yeah, so game 2 of the ALCS, Mark Burley. Complete game. Game 3, John Garland. Complete game. Game 4, Freddie Garcia. If any of you guys are baseball fans and know Freddie Garcia, one thing I love about him was just his delivery. Just his oh, man. He was a great White Sox. And then Jose Contreras. Come on now, split finger Contreras. His son just homered off of Shohei Ohtani in the he struck him out. He struck him out. He was a pitcher. Struck out Ohtani in the World Baseball Classic. Cool story. It's like 17 years old. Then they go against Houston. Pre-cheating Houston, of course. Sweep them 4 games to win the World Series. 2005 broke an 84-year streak. But the Cubs, shut up. That's what I say to that. Come on, just go. There needs to be like an NFL Films video done on the 2005 Chicago White Sox. There is a series on their YouTube that lays out that run. If you're a baseball fan, go check it out. Obviously, I'm a biased guy here with the White Sox. One of the greatest, if not postseason runs by in modern baseball history. All right. The Chicago Bulls and the White Sox are now both poverty franchises, unfortunately. Poor ownership by Reinsdorf. Hopefully Ishbia can come in and turn the White Sox around the next few years as he takes ownership, keeps putting money in it, but Jerry's got to go, unfortunately. All right, 2025 Chicago Bears. Wearing the shirt. Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, Roma Dunze, Colston Loveland, DJ Moore, Kyle Monunga, DeAndre Swift, Luther Burden, Joe Tooney in that offensive line. It was magical. Some of the most fun I had watching those games with my little boy, with my friends. Caleb looked phenomenal. Yeah, he's a second-year quarterback, first year in Ben Johnson's high-flying offense, aggressive offense, right? Just some incredible moments from that season. Going 2-1 against the Packers out of 3 games, winning the 2 most important ones in Chicago both times, one being the playoff wildcard game. Oh, man. Tom Brady and Kevin Burkhardt calling that DJ Moore touchdown in overtime. Golly, man. If I didn't know any better, I'd sing you the fight song. I'd sing it to you right now. But when they were interviewing DJ Moore and he's saying it's F the Packers always, and you could just hear the crowd singing that fight song, it's unlike anything you've ever heard. Anything you've ever heard, especially in that stadium. Stadium's coming to a close in the next few years. They're going to be building a new one, whether it's in Indiana, hope not, Arlington Heights. I think they end up staying in Illinois. As of right now, 325, we haven't really got confirmation one way or the other. Right on the lakefront there, man, the skyline. Oh, man, DJ Moore, thank you so much for the few years you put in. A couple of them weren't great, but you got to see this one. Wish we could have made it work. His contract, though, we had to stay young. It wouldn't shock me if the Bears are pretty much committing, barring anything crazy stat-wise and performance-wise in 2026, 2027 season, to pay Caleb Williams, franchise quarterback. Something we have not had as a Chicago Bears fan base and team since I've been alive. The 2006 Super Bowl was pretty much defense, and that showed in the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning carved us up. Offense couldn't do anything. Defense can only do so much, right? You can't win if you don't score points. Although Devin Hester returning the opening kickoff, core memory. Yeah, man, just an exciting season for the Chicago Bears. The joke is to kind of tag team with the Cubs. Like, hey, man, we had a good year. Next year's a year, and then we just fall off the face of the earth again. I don't think that's going to happen with Ben Johnson. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think the Bears are going to have some success, and it would would I be shocked if Caleb Williams wins the Super Bowl in the next 4 years? No, I really wouldn't. Especially with the young core talent he's going to have around him, Rome, Luther Burden, Colston Loveland. You serious? Come on, man. Everyone was Tyler Warren this, Tyler Warren that. Tyler Warren fell off. Colston Loveland steadily became better and better and was the best receiving tight end in the league, top 3, when it mattered most at the end of the season. Go run the numbers. Tyler Warren fell off. Colston Loveland did not. End of the discussion. Luther Burden, man. I think it was in the second Packer game, the playoff game, or maybe it was the second regular season game. Dude, he gets up from a catch and a first down. He's got the defender right in front of him, dude, and he just like, dude, he runs this Darth Vader forced choke towards him. It's my brother was there, so that was the playoff game. That was a playoff game. So it was it was the second Bears home game, 2 weeks after the last regular season Packer game. Dude, I think he was made for Chicago. Dude, there's just something in the proverbial fan base air for the Chicago Bears. And I think part of it is watching Packers fans just completely melt down. The Bears had some incredible comebacks. Were they lucky? I don't know. They kept doing it. Was it luck if you keep doing it? It's one hell of a run on luck. Good luck. They had the blocked field goal attempt against Vegas. They had the 900 points that were scored in the Bengals game where Colson Loveland takes the 50-yard touchdown 40 yards after the catch because the Bengals player can't tackle. They had Jake Moody come in and hit a game winner against the Redskins. Commanders, I'm sorry. They did lose to Snoop Huntley, which was kind of embarrassing. Not great. Poor showing. They started 0-2. They let 9. J.J. McCarthy look like prime Tom Brady had a baby with Lamar Jackson in the fourth quarter, opening night, Monday Night Football. Then they lost the next to Detroit, got blown out, and I said, "Oh boy, here we go again." Then Cowboys came to town. The flea flicker blew out Cowboys, 31-14. Went and beat the Raiders in Vegas. Went and beat Washington in Washington. Beat the Saints at home. Lost to the Ravens. So that was a four-game win streak. Beat the Bengals. Oh, yeah, the Giants in a thriller. That was a lot of fun. Not really a thriller, but like kind of a down to the wire. Caleb took over kind of moment. Game winner against the Vikings in Minnesota. Was that a game winner too against the Steelers? No, I don't think it was a game winner. I think they closed them out. The biggest win of last year, I would say, like overall, was the dominating win against the defending champions in Philly, where they just manhandled the team, 24-15. But that's with two field goals from the Philly in the fourth. I mean, they were pushing them all around, running all over them. Kyle Monangai solidified himself. That dude's a dog. Solidified himself at Lincoln Financial Field. Then went to Lambeau. Lost. Caleb threw that interception while they're driving down the field. It happens, man. If you take shots, it happens. Resounding win over Cleveland. Shadussy, 31-3. Caleb had an incredible touchdown throw to DJ Moore. Just insane. Man, that was week 15, dude. Season went by so fast. Green Bay Packers, Soldier Field. Overtime win. Oh, this is, Austin Booker hit Jordan Love. It was a football play. Packers fans like, that was That was a penalty. Kick him out of the game, fine him, put him on death row. Jordan Love was concussed, came out. Malik Willis gave us a run for our money. I think that helped Malik Willis get paid by Miami, by the way. Did the best quarterback leave Green Bay? That's what some people might say. I don't think I'm saying that. Jordan Love, I think, is talented. He'll have 5 touchdown games, and then he'll have games where it doesn't really do much. Then we go to the Niners. That was actually a very exciting game, but that's, I would say really against the Ravens is when we started worrying about the defense and the Bengals. Like, we'll let Joe Flacco put 1,000,000 yards and 4 touchdowns on our defense. And that's kind of what, made it tough to make a deep playoff run. Then we lost to the Lions week 18. So I mean, we went into the playoffs, 2-game losing streak, not ideal. We host the Packers for the NFC wildcard playoff. We host the Packers at Chicago. Great thing. You win the NFC North. You're the 2 seed in the NFC. You get home field advantage for majority of the playoffs. Another thriller. The Bears were down 21-3. Just a few days ago, we celebrated, 321. Happy 321 days, Packers. Scored 25 points in the fourth quarter. Fourth. We had to have a lot of things go right, which did. Brendan McManus missed 2 field goals. You still got to score no matter what. No matter what happens on the defensive side of the ball, you still have to score. And Caleb's the guy. Were we nervous? Of course. It's a high-stakes football game. We're diehard fans. Watched it with my brother, his family, and a friend. Of course, we're emotionally invested in this team. We were nervous. But we had utmost faith that Caleb could get it done. And he did. And then the defense came out, stymied Jordan Love. Stymied him. I think there's a lot of good coaching in that game when it comes to clock management, when it comes to forcing the Packers having to do things maybe they didn't want to do on that last drive. They won. They won a playoff game, which had been, 20 years? They didn't win one in 18 with Trubisky and that 12-4 team. Did they win one the year before? It's been a while. Then we host the Rams, arguably one of the best offenses last year. Took them to OT. I mean, slow start, couple of fourth down decisions early on in the game, maybe questionable, but also that's who we hired. We hired an aggressive coach. Why wouldn't we? I get it. That's what comes with it. Also, first-year system for all these players and Ben Johnson, together. I like where we're going. Rams go up 7-0 in the first. Ends up tied going into half, 10-10. Pretty defensive games, 2017. We lost to a game-winning field goal. Let's run it back. So, Bears are driving. They stop the Rams. Then Bears have a chance to go down, score. We had a chance to win the game overtime. And I don't know if it was miscommunication, wrong route, poor throw, a little bit of everything. Caleb throws an interception. It looks like DJ gave up on their play or misread the situation in the coverage. Either way, I think Caleb's got to take responsibility for that, right? As he's the leader of the team. That blossomed this year as well. He's a leader of the team. He works hard. He'll take ownership. I don't know if they have, really. I think they kind of just brushed it on the rug. DJ's not on the team anymore. He's got traded to Buffalo for a second-round pick. But even then, the Rams still had to drive down the field a little bit to get in the field goal position. Defense. They lost. Game-winning field goal. It's heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. But, after about a week, I look back and I said, this team lost 10 games in a row last year. Not much different squad. Not much. A little bit, but not much. They lost 10 games in a row, and they won 11 this year. So we'll take that. I think the future's bright for Chicago Bears, and we're looking forward to it. It's the bright spot of the golf season coming to the end, right? It's like, okay, football's starting. Let's go. College football, all that. I don't really have a college team, but man, was that an exciting season for the Chicago Bears. I think that's all I got. Oh, TGL. TGL in New York or LA Golf Club wins. Tiger made his return to quote-unquote competitive golf. Sucked it up. The whole team kind of did. That's all right. I like TGL. I'm a golf nut. I like watching it. My kiddo, when that TGL is usually on, it's like winding down for the night. I'll be like, hey, dude, you want to come watch guys play some golf? He's like, yeah, that'd be chill. It's not what he says, but that's what I imagine he says. And yeah, I mean, Atlanta won year one, season two. It was LA Golf Club. Also, one thing to point out when you're making your bets this week, the last three PGA Tour winners, Fitzpatrick, Cam Young, who won before that? I'm blanking. Who won before that? Now I gotta check. I'm committed. God damn it. Schedule completed. Oh, duh. It was Akshay at the Arnold Palmer. Last three PGA Tour winners. What do they have in common? They're all in TGL. Fitzy, Young, Batia. Also, shout out to Ricky. I hate how Castillo, because as somebody who does not have a Hispanic bone in his body, I've been corrected my whole life if you say anything but Castillo when it's spelled that way. Anyway, shout out. Great win by him. Probably earns himself a lot of starts this year at the Puerto Rico Open. Good. Maybe another new up-and-comer solidifies in there. I think he had some pretty good showings the last couple tournaments too. So, all right, guys. I think that's it. As always, you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcast. Please like and subscribe. Helps tremendously. Share with your buddies. Make fun of me. Say I'm awesome. Do whatever you want. Let's build the community. And we'll talk to you guys next time.